Okay. How's everybody doing?
What's up? Happy quarantine.
Happy quarantine. I'm Steve.
I'm Joey Young.
And dialing in remote is the infamous Drew.
Hi.
He was clearly waiting for you to say your name.
There's a little lag here. We're fleshing out some cutting edge technology here at Borderline Theology.
So if you saw last week's video, we've officially kicked Drew off the podcast.
So this is the first step in Joey Young's hostile takeover of Borderline Theology, kicking Drew off. You can see Joey. Can you hear us, Drew? Are you there?
What?
What?
Uh-oh.
He froze.
He froze.
Hello? You can't surf Instagram while you're trying to do this web call. Okay? Can't do it. There he is.
There he is. We're waiting for audio, though.
Drew, wave at us if you can hear. Can you hear us? Yes, you can hear us.
Well, now we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Remember whatever you did last time to make the audio work? Yep. I think Drew just threw his phone in the toilet. There he is. Okay. 2 syllables.
This is why
like...
I'm kicking him off the podcast.
Whoa. Hey.
And he's gone.
So we're going to try to keep working out the bugs here. And he's back. Folks, hang on. Connected to audio.
There we go.
What did you do, Drew?
So my mother called me.
How dare your mother call you in the middle? I mean, what if you were being interviewed right now by CNN or Fox News and your mom calls you? Are you going to ditch them to talk to your mom?
It's even more important because I'm talking to Joey Young. Did she not know that?
Does she not know? All right, so we're back. Hopefully Drew gets no more, calls from his mom during this thing.
Unbelievable.
So what were we talking about? We were talking about the hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
this is like the first step. This is like the I'm nice phase, and then he's going to come in and boot me on my own toilet.
So there are some conspiracy theorists out there that say that Joey Young may have been behind orchestrating the entire global pandemic just to get you off the podcast. What do you feel about that, Drew?
I know. Well, what he doesn't know is I have a secret weapon. You know what that is?
What's the weapon?
It's called super male vitality.
Oh my god!
Taking that stuff.
I'm honestly surprised because you're not trust me, you look exhausted, but that's just because you're working long shifts. But the real reason,
really just woke up.
Well, yeah, but you look exhausted. I just woke up too, but I'm fine.
So Drew, when he's not on a famous podcaster, he actually works in the medical field. So hats off to you, Drew. Well, I could, but I have headphones on. Kudos to you.
And yeah, either he has not caught the coronavirus after this much time, which I think is kind of crazy because he has been in the same room with people that are confirmed with it.
Exactly.
Or he is carrying it secretly without symptoms, which is why he is not here at this moment.
Right.
We wanted him to be here.
Because Joe Young is far too important for our nation's future to risk
That's what it is.
contracting the virus.
I love being on this podcast, but it's his podcast.
Although, go ahead, Drew. I feel like we're not giving you the time that you need here on the show.
So about that, I've been making that joke with my coworkers. So I walk in and be like, "Hey, you're my hero." Why can't I be like, we're sitting there, it's all quiet, be like, hey, so, how's it feel to be a hero? Feels pretty good, huh? Just like,
How's it feel to be essential? I'm not
Yeah.
essential.
Steve, have you ever seen that meme with the guy on the bus, like, chuckle? I'm in danger.
Yeah.
I think he was from The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's from The Simpsons.
Yeah. Which you guys have never seen because it's apparently a really old cartoon.
It's not that it's old.
They have like 30 years of episodes, though. That's
So,
impressive.
All my friends grew up watching it, but I wasn't allowed to watch it growing up. And then by the time that my parents stopped caring, I just had no interest in watching it.
Yeah.
So it definitely wasn't like,
Yep.
Like it's for sure something I could have watched, but not for me.
But, you know, it is true. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear beanies. So thank you, Drew, for...
I mean, if I could wear a cape at work, I would totally wear a cape at work. I'm what you call I'm kidding. I'm not that guy.
You're an X-ray
Wow.
tech. Calm down.
Wow.
That's why I make that joke, because I was like, listen, like it's like it's dangerous, but like it's at the end of the day, like there's way worse stuff. So that's why I go with my coworkers and be like, hey, how's it feel to be a hero?
So I have to admit, though, Drew, I think it would be fun in editing this in post. I may make your skin look real yellow and have some blood coming out of your eyes or something like that. If there's like a zombie filter on Snapchat, I may apply that to your face.
There probably is.
Yeah, they should do that to Zoom. Imagine how cool elections would be.
Zoom
They do that.
meetings would be awesome.
They
if
do that. I saw
Really?
I saw a meme yesterday.
How do they do that?
I don't know. Listen, I saw a meme yesterday and it was like and it was a screenshot of a Zoom call and it was like just got off a Zoom call with my work. My boss accidentally did this to herself and it's just her face on a massive potato. And so they went through this entire
That would be
meeting
awesome.
and his boss's face is on a potato. Iconic.
So, Drew, your weekend movie homework is to watch a movie called The Blair Witch Project,
Oh, I hate that movie.
which is basically a bunch of kids running around the woods with shaky cameras, because that's what you look like right now. You're moving your phone around.
There's an earthquake.
Found footage movies only.
You could have just propped it up against a book or something.
You know what's a good found footage movie, and I think you've seen this, Chronicle.
I cannot hear the things
What are
Joey Young says.
Joey Young is, he speaks softly but carries a big stick.
Yes.
That's a boomer quote.
It's one of the Roosevelts. I forget if
Yes.
I don't know
Teddy?
if it's, I don't know
Maybe?
if it's Teddy or the other one. I always mix them up, but
So
great
speak
guy.
up, Joey. He can't hear you.
So, a
Can you hear
great,
him now?
a great,
Maybe the microphone on the laptop is on my side. I don't
Maybe.
know.
a great found footage movie is Chronicle.
Oh, now I can't hear him. When he talks in
Ooh.
the microphone, I can hear him.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, you can hear me in the microphone?
No, I think you were off. The mic was blocking your voice.
I'm testing. Can you hear me now?
The microphone was blocking his voice.
Okay.
That's a good quote. We may have to use that on the next promo video
That's what we'll
that
start.
Drew's not going to watch.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched.
Anyway, I was trying to say a good found footage movie like Blair Witch Project is called Chronicle.
Chronicle. Is that
It's
the three
that-
kids in
yeah.
Seattle and they got superpowers?
And it's basically,
That's an awesome movie, Drew.
it's so good. I love that movie.
Movie.
Yo,
yeah.
your Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
No, but I think I may have. I don't know.
It's probably on Amazon.
I'll have
It's
to
an
dig
older
through
movie.
have to dig through my
We definitely
DVD
own it.
collection. So
But great movie. Watch
Chronicle,
Chronicle.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
superpowers, but it's like real world
yeah,
type of thing. So it's like more gritty and stuff like that. It's really good.
So like he's never in debt, stuff like that. Real world superpowers. Like
So wait a
never
minute.
accrues any debt.
if we could take that movie, there's three guys in the movie, I think, and superimpose my face, your face, and Drew's face over the main characters.
As
That'd
long
be
as
awesome.
I'm not the guy who like goes nuts.
Like, when are they going to have apps that do that? You take your favorite movie and put your face in it on your favorite character.
Well, I think people are doing.
See, maybe that's how we become like rich.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make that happen?
So I read something on Babylon Bee this morning that said all software engineers basically are just good at Google. They just look up how to do things. They're not really that smart. So I'll just look up how to do it.
Something that that you told me a long time ago, and this is like a long time ago, because you told me you told me that you were an engineer, and I was like, oh, so did you have to do like a ton of crazy math courses in college? And you were like, yeah, but like my job now, I have a phone on me. So
Yeah.
like,
and I use spreadsheets and
you can always Google, you can always use a calculator.
I haven't used Calc 4 in a long time. Calculus 4. Like they make you take all kinds of crazy math classes in engineering school.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an engineer.
Now, granted, there's guys that work at my company that actually do some crazy math, but they're few and far between.
So my major, which is just recording music, but the official like technical name for it is called sound engineering. And like I would estimate that about half of the people who hear me say I'm a sound engineer think that like I'm an actual engineer. People are like, oh, so you have to take like crazy math classes. I'm like, no, not even close.
No, I have to take guitar class.
I have to take classes that aren't even relevant to sound engineering.
Choir, guitar ensemble.
Oh, can we talk about my college experience?
Let's talk about Joey Young's college experience, folks.
Oh my gosh.
So
I can't stand college. I've always been.
Hang on 1 second. Production side note, Drew, if you have to go to the bathroom, don't take the phone with you.
too late.
Too late. He's on the throne right now. Okay, sorry.
So I'm also gonna be careful while I'm talking because I don't want to turn towards Steve or else my audio is gonna.
Your audio is gonna shoot off that wall and Drew ain't gonna hear it.
Sure, that's what I meant.
All right.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you right now. I'm on my toilet.
So I've never been the kind of kid who like loved school. I normally have pretty good grades, but I hate school. I've never been the kid who was like, yeah, I can't wait to go to school. Like I've never been a fan.
But you always had decent grades.
Yeah, I always did decent. And like college is no different. Like I cannot stand college. So as I mentioned before, my major is called sound engineering. And now normally in most colleges, that is a communications major. So it's based off of, audio, video, sound, that kind of stuff. And that is super helpful, obviously, because sound engineers, we're not just people in music studios. There are people who are getting sounds for movies and, making TV jingles and et cetera and et cetera. But my college, and this is partly because mine is a community college, but partly because our dean is not super smart.
Hopefully he's not watching this podcast right now.
I hope he is.
Hopefully he doesn't watch it until you graduate in a few months. But
for the record, he couldn't change it. It's like a weird law thing. I looked it up and I asked the professor about it. But anyway.
Yeah, First Amendment.
But anyway.
You can insult the dean of your college.
I will insult the entire college. Anyway, in my college, sound engineering is not communications. It's a music degree. So we have the one class that's about like recording music. And then every other class, instead of being relevant like audio, video, even like advertising, we have to take choir. We have to take music theory.
So they actually do have piano. They do have communications there.
They do.
And it would actually make more, what you're saying is it would make more sense.
Literally every other college has it as a communications major.
So I do remember though, and I'm going way back to the late 80s here, but I had a friend from high school and she went to Miami University, which is like big school down south. And they had an audio engineering program and she went for that. But she actually, it was part of their school of music there. And she was a drummer. She had to audition on drums to get accepted in the like you have to be actually decent at an instrument.
Yeah.
And anyway, fast forward, long story short, she went on to, she graduated from there, moved to LA. She like worked on audio production of movies like, what was that mouse that drove around in a little car?
Stuart Little.
Stuart Little. she's in the credits for Stuart Little.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But now she's gone on and she wrote a book and she did other stuff. But like for a while, she actually was working on Hollywood films on the
That's
audio
really
engineering part of it. But back to the main point though, at least at Miami University, like it was it was in the school of music.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's I mean, there's
It's
parts of it
not-
that makes sense, but then I agree, like you should be able to have like some advertising
Yeah.
and some other like
It's not 100% useless, I will admit, because I think that one thing where it doesn't come up often, but it's just often enough, is learning piano is super important if you're doing MIDI stuff. And for those of you who don't know, MIDI is like, it's basically an instrument, but it's all digital. It's all like on a computer. So like, you know, if you are on a real piano, you press a key and it hits the string and it makes a noise. If you're on a keyboard, you press the key and the circuits inside the keyboard say make this sound. That's what MIDI is. And MIDI is pretty hard to do without a keyboard. And if you can't get some basic piano skills down, you might not be able to use the keyboard for the MIDI. So I think piano is important. Music theory is important to a degree. Because, you know, what if you're tasked with like, if you've got to mix a track for somebody and, you know, they're not super good at singing or maybe their guitar piece is off, you have to understand that, you know, this note has to be moved to this note.
right.
Like, because keys matter. And
Yeah.
like, because, I mean, I can't imagine many exist, but I'm sure there are sound engineers out there that don't have a good ear for music. Because there are definitely people out there that like will sing a note off key and won't even notice, you know?
Right.
So I think that's important. But pretty much everything else is, as far as my opinion, kind of goes out the window. Like,
Yep.
Why do I need to take choir? You know,
Right.
that was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So actually, Drew,
If you can get into a music school and like be like a DJ, like a marshmallow kind of.
That's what sound engineering is. It's just live sound.
Yeah.
So like you could use stuff from this program to do that. I highly doubt that there's like a major specifically for live sound.
Well, I mean, like if you need to audition to get into that.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's also like, yeah, but like, would you need to audition? Because it's a communications major.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to audition for it. You might have to take like an entry test, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
no, you're good.
Look at that, so smart,
Mm.
so smart, so awesome.
Just been dealing with it for too long. We're almost done. I don't have to see
Yeah.
the building ever again, hopefully.
So you're not continuing on your college education. You have some other education lined up.
There's some other things happening. We got Drew and I are both LMCs.
LMC.
So
Yes, sir.
I want to that's what I want to pursue. I mentioned this on an earlier episode of the podcast, but the dream job for me is to be playing my music, you know, on an on season and then playing music at a church for an off season, you know. Or even just doing church full time would be cool too, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's where that's leading me. Sound engineering is just kind of like, it's one of the steps that's kind of along the way. Like I never wanted to go to college, but if I hadn't gone to college, I wouldn't be where I am at this moment, you know?
Yep.
I don't know. I always said I didn't like college where I was, and I ended up working in the building that I went to college at.
So Drew, there's some good news on your end. I mean, other than being quarantined in your bathroom right now, there's some good news because early on when the podcast first started, before it blew up, you were only working part-time and now you got a full-time gig.
Yeah.
Right.
Sir, yes, sir.
So
Right, it's
good
hard,
job.
too.
So proud of
Right,
you.
it's hard, too. It's like, you know, and all this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know if the podcast should take credit for you getting that job, but I think we will take credit for that.
totally.
Yeah.
I think so. I think they watched it and say, you know what, this guy, he's personable, he hangs out with old people.
he's got a good bedside manner with old people.
He was telling me some stories last night about a couple of his patients. Dude, I could not do that. I
You're a
couldn't.
better man than us, Drew.
You, like, seriously, I could not do the stuff that you're doing.
Are you changing bedpans or anything, or no?
Sometimes, not all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Only in like if I I tried to put that off on the nurse.
Say, yeah, I think you forgot something over here.
Oh, that's more of a job for your nurse. I Theoretically, I could. I just don't want to because nobody wants it.
No.
I'll straight up say that. I won't admit to that. But if I have to, I do. I try not to.
Yeah.
Usually.
I mean, it's something we're all going to have to do at some point in my life. When I get older, Joey Young's going to have to do it for me. So
Your son can your son can do it. Noah can do it. Listen, man, if he's not there,
so-
I'm happy to help you out. But
So we are, now that we're under quarantine here and we can only remotely tie in Drew from his bathroom, we are going to, we had an episode already with Seth the Hater,
yes, sir.
which is a sibling of Joey Young. Joey Young's got a whole flock of siblings that we may have
So
to
many.
tie into this thing. So,
So many.
yes. Yep.
If half as talented as Joey, they're
Yeah.
also future fate.
They,
It's just destiny, really.
It is
So-
pretty cool that
they're all different though, but there
Oh
are,
yeah.
like the youngest one that we may get on the show here soon, maybe even in the next few episodes, is Micah, who's like a Joey Young wannabe.
Pretty much.
He's an 8th grader that is playing guitar and singing and really is following in Joey's footsteps.
Yeah, I don't want to I'm not saying this to brag, but something that even just when I was younger, even in middle school, something my mom would always say is these Seth and Micah look up to me a lot. And I think that neither of them will admit it anymore because they're at that age.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I feel weird even talking about it. But Micah seriously is
Yeah.
just following me right up, isn't he?
Now the weird thing though is Micah, my son Noah, who's 17, a little younger than Joey, he is like the jock. So he does football and basketball and stuff like that. And Micah is he's like a mini
Micah's-
Noah
yeah.
as well.
He's
like
dead in
got the
middle.
jock thing and the music thing. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And Seth is he likes to hate on awesome podcasts. So
He's your regular
Yeah.
Archie Andrews.
so
Did we just lose Drew?
you know what? When you get the free version of the
Has it been? It hasn't been 40 minutes.
Has it? Ooh, I don't know.
What's your timer at? You normally would put a timer on, right?
I don't know. Hang on a second, folks. And we're back. And
Using the computer to
Yeah.
fix my hair here.
dang. So, this has been fun. I think wait, Drew's coming back. Drew's connecting.
There
Hello?
he is.
Yo, what happened? Did you flush? What happened?
I froze.
Oh, you froze. Lagged out.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, well,
While Joey was,
go.
I was like, so wholesome. But I don't even know what he said now. So maybe that doesn't even apply.
We were talking about Micah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Micah's pretty much right in the middle.
Yeah.
Seth is it's so weird because they both are like me in so many ways.
Oh, the video game Seth is definitely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because when I was in high school, there were pretty much two things I cared about, and it was video games and music. And
Mountain Dew.
Seth loves video games and Micah loves music. Which is
Yep.
pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I
So-
can't breathe.
Yeah.
Huh?
He keeps freezing. Do you think
Oh.
it's about time to
Yeah, I think we are.
Call it
We're pushing the
with
limits of technology here. So, and Drew, do you have any toilet paper with you? Do you need us to send some over?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I got one hot pocket left, so somebody's got to send that over.
Need more hot pockets. Okay. All right. So, folks, I think we're gonna call it an episode.
quick
And
quick episode?
And I think we'll have another episode with just Joey Young and I, because we're locked in quarantine. But we'll try to work the bugs out of this this whole thing to tie Drew in more, because we don't want to lose you, Drew, on the podcast.
He won't.
Hostile takeover. But it's like,
But it's business, right? It's not personal. It's business.
that's how the business is. I knew it. I knew I was going to get ousted by somebody on the come up.
As Luke Skywalker once said, "Is anyone really gone?
Yeah.
Is anyone ever really
Or
gone?"
as Steve has once said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
I got another one. A rapper I listened to once said this. Sometimes the person you would take a bullet for is standing right behind the gun. And Joey Young said,
Oh, dang.
That's edgy.
I know. What are you going to do?
There's
gonna-
another song.
Are we gonna keep doing this? Because I actually just thought of one.
All right. So, hey, this was our first, web-based, conference-based, tie Drew in on quarantine kind of podcast. But thank you all for joining. I'm Steve.
I'm Joey Young.
And I'm Drew.
And
Stay classy.
Stay classy. That's my line.
Stay inside.
You snooze,
Stay
you lose.
inside. Stay inside. Wash your hands. Social distancing. I'm really more than 6 feet away from Joey Young right now, but we had to, in post, we put us together.
Yeah, okay,
The
pal.
magic of editing.
Magic of editing right there. So, okay. Take care, everybody.